everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Both quarterbacks have reliable tight ends they know they'll be able to count on to make plays. It's the Texans going up against the Raiders. With that, we'll get you out to Oakland, as we'll hand it over to our colleagues, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, after an off-season of questions, football is back here in the East Bay and Oakland, California. Tonight, we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup between the Houston Texans and the Oakland Raiders. Hello again, everybody. I'm Brandon Gaudin here in the booth with, as always, Charles Davis. Charles, a lot of times in the open, we focus on quarterbacks, running backs. What about the tight ends in this one?
Well, I think LR identified it really well because the tight ends are matchup nightmares nowadays. Who are you going to cover them with? Because really, they are pumped up wide receivers who can flat out run and use their body to create bigger plays. Cover them with a linebacker, cover them with a defensive back. Either way, they feel like they have the advantage.
The big left foot of Sebastian Janikowski ready to get us started. And off we go from Oakland. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Houston Texans sitting at 6-3 atop the AFC South. Brock Osweiler, though, did not play well in Week 10 despite the win against the Jags. Charles, he was under 100 yards, did have 2 touchdowns. So
bottom line, won the game. And I think that's what they'll focus on. And behind the scenes, they're going to work really hard on getting this passing game in sync. But, you know, Will Fuller didn't play. Jalen Strong didn't play. But they won by 3 over Jacksonville. They're 6-3 on the year, and they lead the AFC South. They'll take that and continue to work.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
They'll run it again with Miller. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on 3rd down. And we take a look now at the defense for the Raiders.
Reggie Nelson is a safety who prides himself on being a ball hawk, but at times will guess and sometimes give up the big play.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, Osweiler trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. The lone receiver right is Cooper. Now Carr finds Roberts left side. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Give him 8 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
So this brings up a 2nd and 2. Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
If you draft a guy in the 6th round and he gives you a 1,000-yard season at some point, would you say he's good value?
That's good return on investment. He was the first Raiders guy to rush for 1,000 yards in 2015 since McFadden back in 2010.
Latavius Murray, remember the name.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Hey, tight end right. Watch tight end. 4 down. Check. Here we go. Red 18.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. Floating one, incomplete. The big tight end, Clive Walford, the intended target. And it's 3rd and short.
Double tight. Hey, we got 3 down. Here we go. Red 18.
They'll run here. It's Murray. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
So now on 4th down, the Raiders will turn it over to the left foot of Sebastian Janikowski. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights. And the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage. So they get the ball first here in front of the home crowd under the lights, and they get 3 points out of it.
And there's something about a night game, isn't there? A little extra snap, a little extra crisp in the air. What a terrific way to get things started. A little extra excitement, a little extra dazzle for the home crowd.
After the made field goal, here's Sebastian Janikowski to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Let's chat about the division dominance for the Texans as they come back onto the field. They've won 8 straight games against the AFC South after that Week 10 win.
They've really taken over for Indianapolis, haven't they? Because it wasn't that long ago we were conceding this division to Indianapolis each and every year. Now, it's Houston's. 8 straight, as you just mentioned. Longest active streak in the NFL right now. And by the way, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but the Super Bowl is being played in Houston this year.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's got time. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. 2nd down now after the incompletion. Out of the gun, it's Osweiler. And to the left side, Fedorowicz has it. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Here we go now.
From the gun on 3rd down, Osweiler. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Let's go! B-19! B-19!
A first down carry now for Miller. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. We noted earlier, Osweiler only threw for 99 yards in Week 10. The ground game got going a little bit, though. Lamar Miller had 83 on 15 carries.
And he seems to be extremely happy to be in Houston because he wanted to be a full-time guy and take on as many carries and catches as he could possibly get. And Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is not averse to having him do that. But he has some help in this game, too. Akeem Hunt with 52 yards on the ground.
Again, it's Miller. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first. So the pickup there for Lamar Miller, and he actually shredded his current team last year when he played against them. 175 yards, another 61 in the air and 2 touchdowns.
I guess that's a classic example of if you can't stop him, go get him, put him on your team. Lamar Miller, a big-time pickup for the Texans.
An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Now it's Osweiler and finding Fedorowicz. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Now a play fake here on first down. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
So 2nd and 10 here. From the gun, it's Osweiler. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. To throw again is Osweiler. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Now here's Shane Leckler on to punt it away to his longtime team, the Raiders. Travis Carey back deep for the Raiders. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. So Derek Carr will lead the Oakland Raiders onto the field. They were open in Week 10, did not have a game, but 7-2. It's interesting. They lost the first game 1-3. Then they lost and they won 3 more. So they're hoping to break that sequence coming up.
Yeah, they want to break the sequence and just keep adding the wins, right?
Yeah.
And think about the win that they had that led them to their open week. At home against Denver, division rival. They now lead the AFC West before they head off to Mexico City for their next game, a Monday nighter against the Houston Texans.
Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Brian Cushing, the linebacker, in on the tackle. Offensive starters now. Charles, what about Latavius Murray?
You know how you and I talk about players under the radar sometimes? Latavius Murray definitely qualifies as one of those players. And then you look up, and he's pressing 1,000 yards every year.
Strong right. Strong right. Strong right. Hey, we're going to rally. Zebra. Zebra. We ready.
Now Carr throwing on second down. Throw left side to the tight end Walford. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down, but a tip of the cap on the spin move, as that gives him a first down.
There are a lot of tough routes to try and cover. When you see a runner come out of the backfield and run this angle route, looks like they're going to the flat, and then they put their foot in the ground and cut back sharply inside. Not easily covered, and then when they catch it, good momentum built up by them as well.
And able to pick up the first. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Four down. Oh, baby, alert. Zebra. Zebra. We ready.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And he gets this one to Michael Crabtree. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and short.
And that's the kind of pass that adds up over time, Brandon. You may not have picked up a first down there, but if you keep chipping away at it, eventually big plays may result.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
Four down. Check. Four down. Here we go. Red 18. Zebra. Zebra. Check. Hey, we're going to rally. No. Rally. All right.
Carr to throw again. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Cut in left. Three down. Here we go. Red 18.
On 1st down, Murray fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The defensive crew for the Texans. Here's a look.
Jadeveon Clowney was the #1 pick in the NFL draft, and it was with good reason. An absolute athletic freak. Now he's trying to add consistency to his game.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Hello, baby, alert. Alert 3. Hello, baby, alert. Here we go. 9 and 8.
Shotgun now for Carr. Crabtree with it over the middle. And he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
We ready?
They go play action here on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. Throwing now is Carr. Looking for Crabtree, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
A look now at the Oakland defense as they get ready. They did their job last go-around, forced the punt, hoping for more of that here.
They got off the field. That's exactly what they wanted to accomplish. Get off the field, turn the ball over to their offense, and kick back and enjoy a little bit of water and rest before they have to go back out there again.
Back out there now and hoping to hurry up and get more water and rest.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
4 yards remaining now on second down.
Tight end right, tight end right. All right, here we go. Boom, landed.
From the shotgun, Osweiler dumps it complete to Miller. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
They'll run with Miller. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Here we go now. Green, 39.
On second down, here's Osweiler. Incomplete. C.J. Fedorowicz, the intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
The first down line at the 34 here on third down. Now it's Osweiler. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
Here's Shane Leckler now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And he'll get this one across the 20, but only up to about the 21. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. So we played one quarter here on a Monday night. The Raiders on top. And we're back to Oakland after this.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Snickers. You're off your game when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out.
Hey, we're gonna rally. Rally. Come on, baby. Alert. Alert. Check 25. All right, here we go.
From the gun, it's Carr. And it's caught by Crabtree. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. Fresh set of downs here. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And his throw is incomplete. Michael Crabtree, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. I want to shift for a second and talk playoff picture. Yes, we've got a few more weeks, but the NFC East and the AFC West, if it ended today, would both have 3 teams in.
And right now, the NFC East essentially has 4 because Dallas is clear of the field. But Washington, New York, and Philadelphia really bunched in there. And then you go to the AFC West. Kansas City owns the tiebreaker over Oakland, and Denver also right there, the defending Super Bowl champs.
And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. 5 yards on the pickup, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the move, and oftentimes he catches it and gets upfield. Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimal gain. 3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. Again, it's Carr. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Brandon, Derek Carr's a terrific player and had a really excellent rookie season in 2015, but he did cough it up 10 times. That's something he's got to continue to work on because he just gave up another one there.
Yeah, sometimes exciting players, though, there's a little risk-reward there with a guy like Carr.
Yeah, but you know what his backup is saying right now? Connor Cook's saying, hey, coach, I'll take care of the ball a little bit.
Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. They come out here in the eye. Now it's Miller. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. On 2nd down, Osweiler. His throw caught right around the 6. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Texans have retaken the lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Nick Novak on now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. Now it's Novak on. He'll send this one away following the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
You're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
He was trying to get it to Michael Crabtree there. 3rd down here.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
So now a 3rd and 12 with an extra defender here in the secondary. A nickel look. Throwing his car on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. He usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
So on 4th down, here's Marquette King to punt it away. Back deep for Houston, Keith Mumphrey. Here's Mumphrey. 12 yards on the return that time. And that will come the offense as they take over. And now out comes Houston. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now Osweiler on 2nd down. He's got Fuller. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Quick pass play there on the slant, Charles. Works out well for the offense.
The offense loves it. The defender hates it. Hard to get through the body of the receiver to get to the football trying to cover a slant.
Watch left, watch left. Tight end to the left, tight end left. Here we go now. Green 39, green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Here we go now.
10th carry now for Lamar Miller. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. A well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. Osweiler now to throw on 3rd down. He finds his target, Fuller. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield, but when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. From the red zone now, here's Osweiler on 1st down. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Out of the gun, it's Osweiler. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. On third down, Osweiler. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that third down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a first down.
Third time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on third, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up. And from the 9-yard line now, it's 1st and goal. Lamar Miller. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. And if you're the defense and those D tackles, you like that they're trying to run the football here against your 4-3, don't you?
Yeah, because they tend to eat things up because they are so strong and physical, and especially when they play with leverage where they get lower than the offensive linemen and control them. And what I love about the good defensive tackles, they can play over the guards, they can slide and play over the center. Nobody in the offense likes that day when they have to deal with those guys.
And they'll give Miller another crack. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. So they tried runs on 1st and goal and 2nd and goal, got stonewalled. Now from here, they've got to throw, right?
I would think so, and I would think you also maybe want to come up with something different in terms of formation. Maybe spread things out a little bit. Even though you're down near the goal line where things are tight, get it spread out a little bit and try and find some room to operate.
Osweiler. And that is incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And it's 4th down. On is Nick Novak now for the Texans field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Novak's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. And Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
Now it's Nick Novak back out following his field goal to send it away. Here's Taiwan Jones on the return. Ooh, with a juke. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Texans defense, we watch them get set to go. They're just looking to duplicate what they did last time, force the 3 and out, and that led to a field goal.
The only thing better, really, is creating a turnover. 3 and out, get off the field, feel good about yourself, turn the ball over to your offense, and they put the ball through the post with a field goal.
They're probably pretty well rested after that 3 and out, too.
One would think. That's how you get it done. Create the 3 and outs, get to the bench, get your rest, and hope your offense can control the game.
And Roberts with it over the middle. And down he'll go at the 25. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
That was second down run for Murray. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. To throw his car. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. A gain of 4 on the play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
All right, here we go.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's brought down. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Throwing on 1st down is Carr. Here's Wolford over the middle. And he's brought down. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Every quarterback likes having a reliable target at tight end, and I think young quarterbacks especially, because they want to get the ball in their hands quickly. I think these two, Derek Carr and Clyde Wolford, that's a pretty good connection for years to come for Oakland.
Yeah, he started to come on strong end of his rookie year. Now the Raiders really hoping for that second-year jump out of Wolford. 2 minutes to go here in the 1st half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. A reminder coming up at halftime. Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before that. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Check 4, check 4. Hey, we're going to rally. All right, here we go. Red 18. Hey, we're going to rally. Rally. All right, here we go.
Carr now on 1st down. Finds Roberts left side. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Amari Cooper, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, what we just saw there is something we hear from coaches throughout the league. How are you going to defend what they call the moment of truth ball, meaning a 50-50? The ball's in the air, defenders there, receivers there. Who's going to make a play on the football? And in this case, the defensive guys actually got it done and knocked it away.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Crabtree with it over the middle. And he's going to... Now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. So they'll say no to the 50-yard field goal try. Instead, the offense out there, they're going for it. They're going to run it with Murray. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. They go back to Murray on 1st down. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
It's been a struggle this entire game trying to move the ball on the ground. But every now and then you find a little chink in the armor, and that type of run right there lets them know that they can't stop every single run for almost no gain.
And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field.
Oh, baby, alert, alert. All right, here we go. Red 18. Red, hey, we're gonna rally. Rally. All right, here we go.
Into the red zone. It's Carr. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. And now they're in the hurry-up.
Hey, we're gonna rally. Here we go.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Clive Walford high in the air to bring it in. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
There's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, where they want to let their return guy touch it.
Sebastian Janikowski on for the PAT. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Miller, the lone setback. He'll get it running right. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Khalil Mack's no different than any other player in the league. He's always looking for respect from his peers. I think when you make all-pro at 2 different positions, you get big respect.
First guy ever to do that, by the way, and second in the league behind J.J. Watt, 23 tackles for loss last year. On 2nd down, here's Miller. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you across the country to Orlando. Standing by there, Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
All right, let's get straight to it. Here's some highlights from the first half. Now 2nd and 8. Carr is going to complete the pass on the slant, and he'll eventually be brought down, but not before getting to the 32-yard line. Raiders would later throw a pick on the drive. Offense on the field now after the fumble. The catch is made after a quick pass, and he's going to go 24 yards for the score. They're now on top by 4. Raiders lined up at the 10. The pass will be completed into coverage, and that goes as a 10-yard touchdown. The Raiders tied up at 10.
Okay, thank you, Larry. A low-scoring affair, all even, as we ready for this second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Now Jones. A beautiful fake. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Back to the air on second down. It's Carr. And he comes back with one complete. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make it third down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Well, they brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. Now Carr. It finds Crabtree for the completion. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Brought in by Walford, right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They get 31 yards that time. Good enough for an Oakland first down.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, it allowed for the big completion downfield. Those guys made that play possible.
Throwing on 1st down is Carr. This one caught left side by Cooper. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
Finds Roberts left side. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
All right, here we go.
end zone. It's Carr. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Ten yards still left on second down.
We ready? Red 18. Hey, we gonna rally. Rally. Hey, we gonna rally. Rally. We ready?
Again, it's Carr. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Michael Crabtree, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Raiders have moved out in front. And Charles, the defender, was there. He just didn't get it.
Sometimes these plays turn into basketball in a sense. With two guys going up for the football, which guy's going to box the other away from it and grab it?
Yeah, I know you hear it a lot, but it's just the will to get it, right?
Oh, without a doubt. The will, as well as some really nice touch on the ball that was thrown.
And some talent, too. Janikowski now for the point after. And this is no good. It's a missed extra point. Boy, in a tight game, how important might that turn out to be here as the second half rolls along? Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And heading out for another drive, the Raiders defense. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. From the shotgun, Osweiler. It's complete to Fuller. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
They get the completed pass, but still have more to go here on 3rd down. They come out here in the eye. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And eventually taken down, but how about that athletic spin move we saw? Gives him the 1st down yardage.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Now Miller. He's had a big workload here tonight. And now Miller hit, and he fumbles. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they've dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. So out come the Raiders. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
He's got a man, complete, and he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Amari Cooper, 37 yards. And the forced fumble defensively leads to 6 points for the Raiders. Well, that was the fly route for a touchdown, and since he caught that one and scored it, I got to tell the story. Before the game, we were standing there. He was running deep routes, dropped one. It bounced up and just hit me right in the gut, and I said, come on, man, but there was no drop.
Yeah, you okay now?
I'm good.
All right,
I'm good.
We got the ice pack up here. You're just fine. What I loved about it was the subtlety of the route, because everyone knows he's fast. They're going to play him for that route first and foremost, but sometimes it's a head fake. It's varying your speed off the line of scrimmage. It's giving the defensive back different angles to think about. Is he going inside? Is he going outside? And then, as you noted, he just took off past him. Oops, there he goes again.
Delay of game, offense.
Janikowski on for the extra point. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raiders defense getting ready. Forced the fumble last time. Up on the scoreboard. Things going their way.
Things are rocking easy now, and they feel good about themselves, confident, taking the ball away in the last possession. They're going to try and do it again.
So let me ask you, can you be playing free and that can be good, or it can also become bad, right?
I like the way you put it. You're exactly right. It can work both ways. Sometimes you get too loose and give up big plays and not handle your responsibilities. But oftentimes when you're playing free and easy and locked in, as they are today, you see the end result.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They begin with a run by Miller. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
And he's brought down. 13 yards there on the pickup, and it'll give the Texans a first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down.
Hey, boys, got four down. Touching that body.
Here's a give to Miller. Oh, he shifts past him, and he stopped immediately there. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Now look at 56.
On second down, here's Osweiler. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on third down and 9. Off the play fake, here's Osweiler. And the third down pass falls incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Here's Shane Leckler now as he's on to punt for Houston. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Offense now making their way toward the huddle, and they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out. Well, so far, this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things. They've not let them run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They've played so well throughout this entire game.
Again, it's Murray. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with third down coming up.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down.
All right, here we go. Wide 88. Wide 88. Come on, baby. Alert. Alert.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. And the play clock's running down on third down. Murray. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. A right side catch by Crabtree. 7 yards on the play, and it'll be a second down.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Murray, the lone setback.
Hey, we're going to rally. Hey, we're going to rally. Rally. All right, here we go. Rally, baby. Alert. Alert. Hey, we're going to rally. Rally.
Time running out here on the play clock. Snap comes at 1, and it's Carr. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Here we go. Zebra. Zebra. Here we go.
Carr going to try and throw on third down. Rivera's got it. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. From midfield, here's Carr. Airing one deep for Crabtree. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jonathan Joseph. And his guys are going to have the football back as the third quarter comes to an end. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in the East Bay. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the fourth quarter. And now out comes Houston. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And on 2nd and 10 now. Out of the gun, it's Osweiler. Looking sideline, incomplete. He was trying to get it to Cecil Shorts that time. And it's third down. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for third down. From the shotgun, Osweiler surveying the field. They find some open field here. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll be fourth down. Here's Shane Leckler now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Now Carey. So a change of possession here on the punt, and the Raiders will take possession. And now here come the Raiders. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
So we've got a 2nd and 5. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read. Better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
All right, here we go. Wide and
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Now they go screen. It's complete. A big play there on the screen pass. 34 yards. offensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They come out here in the eye. Play clock winding down. Now Carr with a give to Murray. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
All right, here we go. Rally. Check it out. Rally.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. They go with Murray again. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Latavius Murray, a 16-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. When you talk about a battle being won in the trenches, that touchdown right there, a lot of credit to the offensive linemen.
Yeah, when you watch them surge across the front, they really created great space for the runner to get in.
Janikowski now for the point after. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more
Now the ball's out. Osweiler lost it.
Plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So they almost turn it over there. Scary moment. 2nd down here. They isolate Hopkins on the left side.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
On 2nd down, Osweiler. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Give him 18 on that one. And the Texans are going to have a first. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary. And I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Second and 10 now. Osweiler. Right side, caught Fedorowicz. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
They isolate Hopkins on the left side. Now Osweiler on first down. Shorts on the reception over the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll be second down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends, because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
On 3rd down, Miller. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18.
Holding offense.
And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Osweiler. Letting one go deep for the end zone. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by David Anderson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Latavius Murray getting set to go again. And as the numbers show, he really wasn't in the mix at the beginning, but they've got him in the rotation now, and it's proved a good move.
And that's what happens when you're a good player. There's a lot more attention drawn to you, and it's obvious that they had him in their game plan on defense, not letting him get off to a good start, but he's found a way so far here in the second half.
Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step 1. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still a 3-score game, though, 4th quarter. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking to get it to his running back, Lamar Miller. And now it's 2nd down. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing, Osweiler. Shorts has got it. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Completed pass on second down. Now it's third down as the defense looks for the stop.
Set. Green, 39. Green.
Out of the gun, it's Osweiler. He finds his target, Fuller. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. So he makes the grab and the change move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that first down pass.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Miller, the lone setback. On 1st and 10, it's Osweiler. Caught left side, Hopkins. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Osweiler will throw again. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans cut into that lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Novak is on to attempt the extra point. And that will cut this lead down to 13. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They run again with Murray. He's seen a ton of action tonight. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Second down following the run. Carr turns, hands to Murray, and he's going to fight it. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. So they run it on second down. Now let's see what third down brings here for the offense. A handoff. It's Murray. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. So it'll be first down here after the run. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Carr going to throw here. He's going to float this one deep right side. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Now a give. This is Murray fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. Murray, the lone setback. And he'll get it up the middle. And a short gain down to about the 33. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a fourth down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Out is Janikowski now for the Raider field goal try. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it, and this one winds up no good.
And now out comes Houston, and they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Again on 2nd and 10 now. It's Osweiler finding time. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third. And Charles, in this situation, this is where the word miracle comes into play.
Have to score real fast, maybe throw a jump ball in the end zone and hope for the best.
They go play action now. Osweiler. And it's caught by Shorts. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Throwing again, Osweiler. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. On third down, Osweiler. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by David Anderson. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, Do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Carr down to a knee, and that ought to just about do it. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on